Hey guys, back for another weekly outlook. So today is Monday, the 8th of August. So really, actually quite a bit I want to cover this week. So the few setups I'm going to cover, I did post some setups in the public Discord this morning and I believe yesterday as well, if you guys to look at. Okay, there's a bit I want to cover. But first, let's have a look at the news as always. Okay, so today really wasn't any news at all during London or New York, which is, again, not that I rely on the news, but I like to see a lot of news because the news generally means volatility, right? However, I don't care about the news. I will always trade what I see. It does not change my trading whatsoever. But there are certain news events that I am aware of that I try to kind of stay out of if I can. If not, I will still trade. I might just maybe reduce my risk, such as we have inflation and core inflation rate later this week, things like that, NFP, interest rate decisions, things like that, right? Anything that can bring more manipulation. But we do have some GBP and AUD news releasing later today in the Asian session. No news at all tomorrow on Tuesday. We have some Wednesday. We have some news here for the euro and then the USD. As I said, Thursday some jobs news, PPI. Again, nothing really crazy. And then Friday we have a busy day with GBP as we have a lot of GDP growth rate news coming out, followed by some USD news. So really, the main ones I'm just going to be aware of this week are the USD news that is releasing on Wednesday, along with the Friday news. Everything else, unless things get added, of course, everything else doesn't really matter. But you can see it is somewhat of a slow week for the news, meaning we might see it be a slower week. That's not always the case, okay? And like I said, it doesn't change my outlook. It doesn't change the way I view things. But if I am seeing slower days in the market, I can at least, sort of look and be like, okay, well, there's a lack of news. So therefore, maybe the market's just slowly waiting for a specific news release, such as the inflation rate or the GDP growth rate, for example, right? So let's have a look at some pairs. Okay, so right now, we are in the mentorship program. I shared a sell setup yesterday on USD CAD, and then I've just shared a hedge setup on that as well. So we started off the week off in a lot of profit, which is great. And then last week we had a few great trades as well. We had trades running on Euro NZD, NZD USD, so easy money being printed there for the mentorship students. So here, there's actually quite a few pairs I want to cover today. In particular, let's see, CADJPY. I mean, this needs a lot of price action. This looks like it'll be probably a Tuesday or Wednesday trade at the earliest. What I would like to see here, honestly, I'm not really interested too much in this, but I would like to see this pull back down into 104. Sort of 200 region like this, and then maybe look for a buy. So this would on the 1 hour, for example, it would look something sort of like this. Okay, something sort of like this, and then from there we can look for a buy. Honestly, a lot of price action is needed here, so it's not really something I'm looking at too closely right now. Like I said, this is more for maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, but definitely have this marked up, guys, and look for this possible buy setup. If price does come down into 104, 200. Give some nice bullish rejection on maybe the 30-minute, the 1 hour, or the 2 hour, for example. We could look for this to maybe make a nice move higher up into this 105, sort of 500, even 106,000 region here. Okay, you can see every time we sort of test this level, we pushed up into 106. Same thing here, pushed all the way back up into 107, 107.5, and then so on. Even over here, boom, right up into 106. So it's that's something I would definitely be looking at, is this 106 region. Let me just mark this off. Actually, I think I had it before. Yeah, something sort of like that. Again, I'm not going to chart up here until later because right now price is so far away. But that's definitely something I'd be looking at. A buy from this level, assuming this plays out. Let's say something sort of like that, 30, 35 pips. It'd be a nice little 1 to 5, maybe even a 1 to 7. Again, depending on if this plays out. Otherwise, what could always happen is, we always want to look at both sides of the market. Price could always do this, which again, that needs a lot of price action. So, once this begins pulling down, I will update a bit more in the public Discord. Now, mentorship students, you guys know exactly what to wait for, exactly what to look for your entries. So make sure you guys are practicing on these pairs. Okay, as you guys know, I do cover, these 6 pairs in depth with entries shared, everything like that, trade management, daily video breakdowns, updates consistently. I cover all that. But for all of you mentorship students who are in the public Discord, make sure you check out these setups and practice these to build that extra confidence by doing it yourself, right? Another one I want to look at is EURJPY. Kind of posted this. This is the one I posted earlier. Okay, very similar to CADJPY, they also are fairly correlated right now as well, which means if CADJPY goes up, EURJPY should go up, vice versa, right? So again, looking for possible buys from this level off this 137, sort of a 137-200 region, like this, which is what I posted in the public Discord earlier. Really what I would be looking for is I prefer to see maybe a little bit more of a pullback into the zone like this. Let me go to the 2 hour, maybe that's a bit cleaner. Like this, yeah, this would be clean. Something like this on like the 1 hour, 2 hour, this sort of setup right in the 137 region. Come down, give us that bullish price action, and again, we could look for a possible move higher. This looks very, very promising for a move higher. Like we could see 140, like this whole region sort of through here. Easily 140. So, I mean, again, very similar to CADJPY, a move like that would be a nice little 300 pip move, right? Like let's say you get like a 35, stop loss, 35, 40 pips, boom. That'd be a nice little 1 to 7, 1 to 8. So hopefully this can play out. Otherwise, of course, let's view both sides. We'd be looking at something sort of like this. If it fails to stay above 137, 137.2 for a possible move lower. So again, always never married to a bias. Always open to both sides of the market. It's just a matter of being patient now and letting price come to us as we wait for the setup to form. Next one I want to cover, AUD USD. So with the dollar looking quite bullish right now, we kind of faked out doing a retest of 106.2. The dollar does, at least right now, look like it's going to have a move higher. Of course, we need to break 107, then so on. But the dollar is actually still very, very bullish overall. We need to keep that in mind. The dollar is very, very bullish, especially look at the weekly. Okay, so the dollar does, in my opinion, look like it's gearing up for a move higher. A few things need to happen before I'm convinced fully of that, but this definitely is an indication of a move higher, which means pairs like AU, EU, NU, GU will most likely see a move lower, right? So what I would be looking for here is something sort of like this on AUD USD. That would be, if this was to play out, this would be a very, very clean trade, because we did fake out last week into 0.705, and then now we're coming back up to retest 0.7 thousand. So I would be looking for something sort of like this. A bit of price action is needed still, so this is maybe going to be like a Tuesday or Wednesday setup, but make sure you guys keep an eye on that along with DXY. USDJPY also looks very, very clean. You notice the JPY pairs are looking like they're gearing up for a move higher right now. So, again, USDJPY, EURJPY, and CADJPY, the other ones I covered, are all fairly highly correlated, especially on the 4 hour. I believe it's around like a 90% correlation. Let's have a look here. Let me pull this up. If you guys don't know, correlation is very, very useful. I don't rely on it, okay? If a correlation, if I'm looking for a buy on EJ but a sell on CADJPY, I will still trade what I see, okay? So let's go to EURJPY quickly. So you see USDJPY, CADJPY on the 4 hour, it's 94% positive. When USDJPY is 96% positive. So that means very high correlation in the same direction. So that means if EURJPY goes up, then most likely USDJPY and CADJPY will also go up, okay? So USDJPY, again, looks like a clear break and retest of 134, sort of 5, 134, 8 region. Very, very clean price action. Again, with the bullish dollar, this also makes sense. So that's a good little confluence there. What I would be looking for is something sort of like this, okay? And again, a buy from this level up into my next sort of target, which would be around this 136.8 region. Something like this would be a nice little 1 to 5, 1 to 6. I'm not now, while all these setups may not play out, you get 1 or 2 of these, that's an easy 10, 12% free trades right there. With a 100K account, that's 10 to 12K, easy money, right? So watch for that as well. USD Swiss, actually a really clean setup I'm looking at personally. Nice little 4 hour W, not 0.94, sort of 500 region. Again, with the bullish dollar, this makes sense. If the dollar pushes up, then most likely we will likely see this push up as well. I mean, it looks like a clear sort of fake out retest here of this 95, 500 region on the 2 hour. Same thing with the 1 hour. Like, this is screaming to me. This is screaming a buy. A buy from this level or even over here at that 2 hour close would have been perfect in my opinion. So, mentorship students, I did share this with you guys earlier today. So you guys, if you're in this or looking to get in this, you guys know what you're looking for. Okay, to keep me updated. But for the rest of you, this could be very, very clean for a move higher. Hopefully, by the time I get this video out, the setup has not gone and maybe we can see them move higher. This is very, very clean price action. And next one is EURAUD. Honestly, really not much here either. I'm sort of interested in. Very messy price action. Every time it goes up, it comes down. The markets, have been somewhat messy, but like the last month, for example, they were very, very messy. But this, like last week and the week before, like you see them progressively getting better. So I do believe we're in for more movement this month instead of all this sideways sort of nonsense we've had, which makes it difficult for traders, who are not day traders, more swing traders. But that's okay. Patience always pays off. There's 12 months in a year. You're bound to have 1, 2, or 3 slower months of price action. Like you can still make money in it, but obviously it's hard to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 pip trades or even 1,000 pip trades when the market's not moving. So honestly with EURAUD, not really much I'd be looking for here. I'm personally interested in. This needs a lot more price action. So this is maybe something I'll update on later in the week. So that's it for now, guys. All right. Have a great week. Make sure you use strict risk management as always. Okay. A solid trading plan, no matter how good it is, no matter how good of a trader you are, a solid trading plan like that will fall apart if risk management is not properly applied. Okay. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I will be sure to update with you guys on some more setups later in the week.